So on the TRD Pro roof racks, they use red Loctite to put them on, so they do require a little bit more work to get the bolts out. You need to be super careful doing this. If you don't feel comfortable doing it, don't do it. Have somebody do it for you. But it definitely, we hear a lot of guys, they break the bolts off, the brakes, they strip the heads out of them, then they gotta be drilled out, and you need to be super careful when you're doing them. So we're gonna show you the technique that works really well for us, and we use it all the time. So we've got a propane acetylene torch here. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna heat the head of the bolt here. I know it's kind of scary, but what this does is it keeps the Loctite on the roof rack. It allows to break it loose. It's heating the bolt. It's allowing to soften up the Loctite on this, and this allows it to loosen up the bolt. And then he's already done the other side. You can actually see it here, it's moved. You don't want to take these bolts both out together. You actually want to take them out together. You don't want to take out one at a time. You want to work it back and forth on both sides. And the reason for this is so when you're taking the bolts out, the clip that's down underneath the headliner does not drop down in the headliner and cause you just all worlds of hurting. With doing it this way, it'll minimize the amount of additional work that is required getting the roof rack out. Because otherwise, if the clip falls or spins underneath the headliner and you do not take it off this way, then you're gonna have to drop the headliner. You're gonna have to hold the clip that's gonna be spinning around underneath the headliner, and it's gonna cause a bunch of extra work that you need to try to avoid. So you can see how he's worked it back and forth here. He's now got it where he can take the one bolt out by itself, and then he can get the other bolt out. And then when he goes back and tightens it, he'll tighten them both together as well. So the clip doesn't spin underneath the headliner or pop loose. So again, this is just an activity or showing you the best way to removing the factory TRD Pro roof rack on the 4Runner. Just real quick, I know you just watched the video for removing the roof rack. Just want to go back and do a little edit here, showing you how it didn't do any paint damage here to the roof at all. I know you saw a little flame coming out of the hole, but that was just the plastic around it, just burning the edges of it. So you can see here is the red Loctite that's actually on the bolt. And as we heat that allows it to soften itself, so it allows us to get it out. So, but those are some steps there to make it easier for you when removing the roof rack.